Hello there, welcome back to the channel guys, it's Prickly Hedgehog here. Once again, another update from DCS World. If you were paying attention last night, if you tried to log into the game, you would have had the automatic update. It's a pretty big patch, actually. It took a while for me to download it. I think I had too many other things going on. Anyway, it was one of those things I didn't have much control over, so I didn't get any flying in last night, but we did get a patch, and we did get an update, and we did get a lot of news today from DCS. So let's go through all the goodies that are out today. We'll start with the biggie, which is, naturally enough, the supercarrier. Yeah, been in the works for a while. It is now for sale and is a good time to buy the supercarrier because it is 30% off. Plus, if you own the FA-18C Hornet, you will receive an additional 20% off for a total savings of 50%. This is on top of ED miles you may also apply. So if you've got some spare cash and you want this module, now's the time to get it because I don't think it'll be much cheaper. At least not for a long time. And of course it is a very exciting module for the game. There was some talk on the forums about whether or not the F-14 would function with the new supercarrier. I haven't heard anything to the contrary. Obviously, you know, as the more modern aircraft carrier, it is suitable for the F-18. It's the jet that's primarily operating on those particular carriers right now, along with all the other AWACS type aircraft and refueling aircraft that the Navy has at its disposal. But the F-14, of course, has long been retired now, so it's not sadly, it's not one we're seeing flying today. Anyway, nevertheless, well, I guess we'll find out. I haven't heard anything to the contrary, like I said, but yeah, as I said last week, lots of highly detailed stuff with the Nimitz class aircraft carrier. We also have the USS Theodore Roosevelt, the Abraham Lincoln, and the USS George Washington. And additional ships of the subclass will also be added, which basically support ships. Fully modeled sensors and weapon systems, interactive carrier radio communications that include Case 1, 2, and 3 flight operations. So we're going to have daylight, good weather landings, and then right into nighttime foul weather operations, which sounds absolutely terrifying. Trying to land, it's bad enough just getting Case 1 landings down, let alone trying to do it at night. It's not fun. It is fun, of course, when you make it, but it's kind of hair-raising. Anyway, animated deck crew to launch aircraft from all 4 catapults, numerous deck starting locations for aircraft and multiplayer, which is cool. New static objects for the supercarrier that include deck crew and support equipment. So there will be some stationary equipment and people, I guess, on the deck. But the big thing, huge aircraft carrier, and of course, as I've said in the past, the animated deck crew that are going to help you launch that aircraft from the carrier. That's very cool. Again, allows for this extra layer of immersion and immersiveness, which is really important in a flight sim, and it's something pretty much, I think, unique to DCS. I don't think there's anyone else really that I'm aware of that's providing a full fidelity kind of supercarrier of this nature in a flight sim right now. So that's exciting. It also includes the Russian Kuznetsov aircraft carrier, the Ali Burke class guided missile destroyer, and the Su-33 Flanker D as part of this update, which is cool. There's a sale going on right now, so now's also another time to pick up modules that you are interested in. So take advantage if you can, if you have any cash left over from the holiday break. And I believe this is actually the first patch since the holiday break. Also, as part of the open beta update, there is a couple of objects that they've added, and we'll look at a couple of these things here, but the Scud missile launcher, which is a work in progress, some fixes to the F-16, the F-18, and some of the other modules. Also third-party fixes for the JF-17, the AJS-37, and some campaign fixes. So let's look at those now, so bear with me while we go through that real quick. We'll focus on the big things, I think, here, starting with the F-16C. Cockpit multifunction display, fixed the wrong air-to-ground weapons number, tuned the lighting of the navigation gauges and the SAI. The gap in there, the canopy with the head shift and mouse look was fixed. The vortex effect has been corrected. INS no longer tracks current coordinates in ATT mode. course, I'm drinking tea here, of course, as well, so just bear with me while I wet the whistle. No longer a line indication in NARF. Hydraulic flow corrected for the JFS start procedure. Jet fuel start procedure. INS alignment resets when the knob is placed to norm from store or heading. And INS coordinates should be confirmed by the pilot on DED with enter. INS coordinates fields on DED no longer limited to 5 or 6 digits. INS coordinates confirmed procedure added to auto start macro. INS alignment now degraded in bath mode. Air to ground TLL line points fixed. Restored missing INS altitude correction from the CAD-C data. SAI pitch trim index animation corrected. Fix the DD subpages switching. Fix AIM 120 retinal position on target. So lots of stuff there. And of course, it's still a work in progress as well, if you are wondering. Here's another thing that's also a work in progress, and as I said a couple of weeks ago, also scheduled for a completely new aircraft, the A10C. Custom cockpit options updated to correspond with the new model name. Added strip on the windshield glass by the outer edges. Canopy is still present in F1 view after jettison. That's been fixed. Glued strip antenna added to the top of the canopy. The BRT dim switch has no effect. That's been fixed. The new cockpit caution panel, APU generation not illuminated. That's been fixed. ADI pointer not illuminated. Fixed. Emergency chute safety pin should be removed for flight. I won't go through the Decker Ironworks stuff because that is not a module that I own. But if you do own that particular module, take a look. That is a pretty comprehensive set of fixes and changes, excuse me, to the aircraft. And what the hell was that? The house is falling apart around me. But anyway, yeah, lots of adjustments and fixes with that aircraft. No surprises, it was a brand new module released, and I'm sure that there were lots of bugs, not because it was a buggy module, just because things get found, things that get overlooked, and then you have hundreds of people flying it, and they notice these things. So good to have these things updated. Anyway, the DCS AGS 37, as I mentioned before, by Heat Blur. They've added some fixes there. I won't go through those. It is a module that I do own, but I have barely touched it, sadly. But yeah, just a few bits and pieces. Here we are, the Hornet. This is worth probably going through. Track while scan, auto scan, centering does not center antenna. Elevation on LNS. I'm not quite sure what that means. I'm a little rusty on the Hornet right now, and I've lost track of where things are at. But ACM entered from track while scan, incorrect. The LNS DT2 track files should appear above the LAR indicator. The AIM-9 tone does not come through the headphone helmet. That's been fixed. The AIM-9 not firing after selective jettison. That's been fixed. Fixed TD box guns inside 3000 oculated. Ground targets will appear on the SA page if engaged. That's been fixed. RBL harpoon off access warning has been fixed. Won't go through some of these other ones. Been some fixes here for the Caucasus map. Trees restored to original visualization. Trees removed from roads in some locations. That's always good. The Mozdok 08 runway broken lights have been fixed. Yay. Improved a scene on Gudata airfield. Large aircraft cannot taxi on the runway. Well, that's been fixed, and some minor visual improvements. A couple of campaigns have been adjusted here, or had some fixes as well. The Baltic Dragon campaign, the MO7 helipad and Insurgent camp is no longer covered by trees, which is useful. Minor changes to AI wingman target reporting. M13, or Mission 13, excuse me, fixed rear issue when briefing at waypoint 1 wouldn't start. Mission 14 fixed an issue where the F-16s weren't engaging the Bandit. Mission 16 updated triggers so that chances of saving the HVA are higher. Minor fixes to the VO timings. Mission 17 fixed issue with shell force by player having no effect on the CLA troops on the ground. F-86F Hunters over the Yalu campaign by reflected simulations corrected the livery fold name for displaying of custom liveries. Lots of stuff. Lots and lots of good stuff. Yeah, a little bit shorter than last week's huge update, of course, but nevertheless, as I said, this was a pretty big patch, and for those interested in the Super Harrier, what an exciting time. I definitely want to pick up this module. I think it's going to be a great addition to the game, of course. Anything that's of this nature this level of detail is going to be good for the game. And yeah, okay, it's a paid module, and some people will be unhappy about that. But you know, Eagle Dynamics are a relatively small studio, and I saw something by Razbam on speaking of small studios. Sorry, there's a sudden flashback. There was a Twitter thing about Razbam. He had some stuff going on there, and I can't remember what it was, but there was he had something that he was looking at. Darn it, it's gone out of my head, and I don't have time to click through and find it. But I will do some more research on that and keep you updated on the smaller studios. As we know, Razbam working on some really, really cool stuff, including work that they have been doing for some time now on the F-15C, and of course the Falklands map, and the new Harrier and the MiG-23. Whew, it's an exciting time, it really is, for DCS World and Eagle Dynamics. We have so many things to be happy about, and things that are being worked on. So stay tuned. I know there will be some people that are not happy that things aren't here now, but you know, if we had all our cake and got to eat it all at once, we'd just be sick. So it's kind of nice to have some, you know, drip-fed bits and pieces, things to look forward to, things to salivate over, things to wish for and want, and we're starting to get them. So, you know, patience is a virtue, and patience is paying off a little bit here, because we're getting time to work on the modules that we have and get familiar with them, and at the same time we're getting teased with all the other bits and pieces that are coming out. So I'm, you know, not entirely disappointed. Sure, it'd be nice to have things quicker, but we don't always get that. So, alright guys, thanks for tuning in again this week. I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate all the likes that I got last week. Please continue liking. Please give me a thumbs up. Give me some feedback. I'll continue to bring you videos as I can. I will continue to do the updates, of course, every week, or as they appear and are available, and give you my opinions on them. We'll talk to you later. Stick around. Stay tuned. Stay safe out there. Keep flying. Prickly Hedgehog out.